blood orange, and cardamom Tarte Tatin. Here's what you'll need to prepare this recipe. And this is what you'll need for the optional honey sweetened whipped cream. The first step is to lightly crush whole cardamom pods to reveal the smaller black seeds inside. To do this, I like to wrap the cardamom pods in a square parchment paper and then crush them with a rolling pin. Pick out those outer husks, leaving you with the small blackish seeds. Grind or crush the seeds using your preferred method. I like to use a pepper grinder, but you could use a mortar and pestle or a spice mill, or just keep crushing them with a rolling pin. It's up to you. Next, slice the oranges. Start by cutting the blossom and stem end off of each orange to reveal the flesh, and then very thinly slice each orange. Because you're eating the entire orange in this recipe, you want to make sure that you have fairly thin slices. If there are any seeds present, go ahead and remove those. To make the caramel, in a large, heavy, oven-safe skillet, such as a cast iron skillet, combine a couple of tablespoons of water and half a cup of granulated sugar. Swirl the skillet so that the water saturates the sugar, and then heat the mixture over medium heat. Don't stir it, just keep swirling occasionally if necessary until the mixture turns just begins to turn golden brown. You want to watch the heat carefully. If your heat is uneven, like mine is, you may find yourself swirling the pan a lot. Try not to agitate it too much, because if you do, you'll end up with sugar crystals like you can see here. But don't panic. If you get sugar crystals, just add a little more water, let that water dissolve the crystals, and then keep cooking your sugar mixture. The water will cook away and you'll still have a nice light golden caramel. Remove the skillet from the heat, sprinkle in the freshly ground cardamom or jarred cardamom if that's what you have access to, and some diced, well-chilled butter. Stir to form ideally you would stir this mixture and have a very smooth caramel, but things don't always go according to plan. Those sugar crystals on the side of my skillet earlier are now forming big sugar crystals in the skillet. If this happens to you, don't worry. Just go ahead, add your oranges. Those sugar crystals will melt as your tart bakes. Arrange the oranges in a single slightly overlapping layer, and then roll out your pastry on a lightly floured surface. You want the pastry to be about 1/8 of an inch thick. Dock it all over with the tines of a fork, and then cut the pastry into a circle that is slightly larger than your skillet. I use the bottom of a tart pan as a guide, but you could freehand it if you want, or you could cut some parchment paper and use that as your guide. It doesn't have to be precise. You just want it a little bit larger than your skillet. Transfer the pastry to your skillet. I like to use my rolling pin to assist here. And arrange it in the skillet over the oranges, tucking the edge of the pastry under. Bake your tart in a 350-degree oven for 30 minutes or until the pastry is light golden brown and that caramel is bubbling all around the edges. Let it cool for 10 to 15 minutes and then carefully invert it onto your serving platter, revealing the gorgeous jewel-toned fruit bathed in the spiced caramel. If desired, serve the tart with a bit of honey sweetened whipped cream. Whip some heavy cream until it is just beginning to thicken, and then add a few pinches of cardamom, a little bit of vanilla extract or vanilla paste, and some honey, and continue beating until you have medium peaks. The honey and the cardamom and the vanilla really complement the oranges. I hope you enjoyed this video. For the complete recipe, please visit us at arkansasonline.com/cooking.